John 16 verses 12 to 15. Everything the Father has is mine, the Spirit will take from what is mine and declare it to you. Jesus said to his disciples, I have much more to tell you, but you cannot bear it now. But when he comes, the Spirit of truth, he will guide you to all truth. He will not speak on his own, but he will speak what he hears, and will declare to you the things that are coming. He will glorify me, because he will take from what is mine and declare it to you. Everything that the Father has is mine. For this reason I told you that he will take from what is mine, and declare it to you. At this time Jesus is finishing up his teaching of the disciples, but he is also frustrated that none of his disciples seem to understand him. This reminds me of many parents who have tried to bring their children up in the faith, but the children don't seem to understand. It is important to keep the door open and try to answer their questions. One day, in some way, the Spirit will speak to them and the light will go on and their hearts will open to all that you and the church have taught them. It's only by the work of the Spirit that people who are blind begin to see. Jesus knew this, and that's why he didn't worry about his disciples. I have a high school friend who went to law school. Corporate life was good, plenty of money but long hours. Nice house, fancy car, and the best of clothes. She still wasn't satisfied with her life. She wanted a husband, but had no time. She wanted children, but they would be raised by others. She buried her wants and needs in a bottle of alcohol. One cold Chicago night she was on her way to a meeting in an unfamiliar location. She opened a door and entered the meeting, but very quickly she realized it was a Bible study instead of a planning meeting. Embarrassed, she tried to leave, but the leader was a welcoming sort and asked her to stay even if it was for a few minutes. Since she was early for the planning meeting and there wasn't a bar close, she agreed. She was so impressed with the topic and the people that she agreed to come back the next week. She was true to her word and returned. The lights went on. She caught the Spirit speaking directly to her. She then joined another group. This time it was AA, but she continued to attend the Bible study. A few years later she married a man who was in the Bible study, left Chicago and the corporate life, opened her own law practice in a southern state, and settled down to a Spirit-filled life that revolved around her church and husband. Her parents were frustrated with her earlier choices but were thrilled that their prayers were answered when she returned to a godly life. There is no love without forgiveness, and there is no forgiveness without love. Bryant H. McGill.